children. Really? Let's look at the policies where these radical progressives have had control. The cities with the top 10 poverty rates in America have been run by Republicans 8% of the time since 1965, and 8 out of the top 11 with poverty have been run by the Democratic progressives 100% of the time. Am I the one, really, that wants to hurt education, make sure everybody's an uneducated dummy? Washington, D.C. has been controlled by progressives. They have spent $15,000 per student. The national average is $10,000. They've been in control by corrupt individuals and progressives so long I can't even count it anymore. Yet they're still ranked among the worst in the country. Only 60% of the kids graduate. 60%. And only 9% will complete college within 5 years of graduating. What are we doing to these people? And yet, Nancy Pelosi and her crew, they get in, and they cut the charter schools. Barack Obama throws the game in with the unions. I'm the one that wants to make sure people are uneducated? Not anymore. Not going to be afraid of whatever name you call me. Am I reckless for supporting gun rights? That's what they'd have you believe. In England, they banned guns in 1998. For the next 7 years, the number of deaths and injuries from gun crimes increased. Would you be shocked if I said 100%? Would you be shocked if I said 200, 250, 300? How about 340%? Because guess what, guys? Criminals don't wait around for the background check on their way to shoot somebody. Am I unpatriotic? Am I cold-hearted? Am I part of the mob for opposing government-run health care? Show me where it works. When was the last time in this country? Our system stinks on ice at times. But when was the last time you saw a patient in a hospital in this country so thirsty that they had to drink water from a nearby plant? Or 4,000 new moms being forced to give birth in hallways because there weren't any rooms? I mean, that happened to Jesus. Not in America. When was the last time you saw somebody have their supposedly removed spleen suddenly burst? None of those things have happened here in America. But all of those things have happened in the UK, where they have that sweet government health care. And Canada's on the verge of bankruptcy with theirs. The argument isn't about the facts anymore. The shouters on both sides, they're wrong. Instead of admitting it, they just call you a hate monger. They try to shame you into silence. Well, you know what? Game's over. This is too important. You can call me whatever you want. I'm going to stick to the facts. We need to screw our courage to the sticking place and without fear, force these weasels to face the tough questions, no matter what name you're called, no matter what threat you face, because the truth shall set you free. Sure. If you disagree with man-made global warming, all the radicals are going to come out and they're going to attack you. They're going to call you a flat earth believing, Holocaust-denying, selfish jerk who would rather drive in the SUV than save the planet from certain doom. But you know what? The IPCC report that they so love to quote all the time says the best way to fight global warming is not by getting a Prius. It's by not eating meat. Now, how many of your earth-loving green friends are vegans? From here on out, America, when they start lecturing you or your children about the planet, ask them this: do you eat meat? Do you have leather shoes or a leather belt? If they say anything other than absolutely not, tell them to sit down and shut the pie hole. When they stop doing more supposed damage with their steak, then you can talk to me about my SUV. And maybe we'll also talk about the green job czar, who sees green jobs like this.
We want a green economy that is strong enough to lift people out of poverty. We're not leaving anybody behind. We don't want an eco-elite economy. We were talking about people who don't have a home. How do they get to be a part of this green economy? What is the point of a green economy if at the end of the day it's just eco-apartheid anyway?
Eco-apartheid? I got to help me out here. I got to understand. Which is it? We need green jobs because the earth has a temperature, like Al Gore says, or we need green jobs for social justice, which, by the way, is Marxist code language. Social justice equals take it from him and give it to him. America, congratulations, you are now beginning to see it. This is not about Republicans versus Democrats. We both know they suck equally. This is about Republicans and Democrats and independents against radical revolutionaries and anti-capitalist nut jobs that we wouldn't let our kids be with all day, let alone leave our country with them. Almost all Americans love the Constitution. Democrats and Republicans respect the Founding Fathers and the Constitution, and we may disagree on this policy or that policy, but the fundamental transformation, the change that 80% of America was looking for, was driving the money changers, those in bed with special interests, global corporations, and all the fat cat Wall Streeters and the political party hacks out into the street. Well, they ain't. They're in the house. They kicked us out in the street. In the coming weeks on this program, I'm going to ask you to continue to watch this show with a piece of paper and a pen, because to my dying breath, I'm going to be shouting this out. I'm going to continue to expose these connections and these plans that are out of step with you and almost everybody in the country. Unless you live in the basement of Nancy Pelosi's house in the most radically progressive neighborhood in the country while eating arugula and roast beef sandwiches. But we're also going to arm you with the facts, because we don't need to shout. It's time to be unafraid. Don't be afraid anymore. Stop fearing the name-calling, because sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. And just so you know, for those of you who are working for this revolution, watching me now in the White House, because I know you are. I see you. SCIU, you've got the TV on, Acorn, AmeriCorps, while you're there. I'm just ironing my uniform, getting ready to do his will. Next time, you know what? You should go back and listen to the White Album. Listen to the song co-written by your progressive friend John Lennon, who got it. Even during the peak of the 1960s dope-smoking radicalism, even the Beatles understood. Listen to it all, especially towards the end. You say you want a revolution. Well, we all want to change the world. You say you'll change the Constitution. Well, we all want to change your head. You tell me it's the institution. Well, you better free your mind instead. But if you go around carrying your pictures of Chairman Mao, you ain't gonna make it with anyone anyhow. And you know what? It's gonna be all right. The Constitution, well, we all want to change your head. You tell me it's the institution, well, From fiery political debate